accidentally came across a sword, but at the sight of its rust-covered blade, I showed utter disdain, using it only to roast fish every day. Little did I know, this was no ordinary sword. It was a divine weapon forged by an immortal over a millennium. 18 years later, a girl stumbled into the cave and blew a hole in my father's mausoleum. Her sole purpose was to find the divine sword. Filled with rage at the sight, I chased after her, determined to protect my father's resting place. I hurled the sword at her. It grazed her arm, and the moment her blood touched the blade, the rusty sword suddenly activated and flew straight into my hand. Instantly, a powerful force sent both the girl and me flying backward. Knowing we stood no chance against the enemy, the girl quickly pulled out a talisman. When we channeled our spiritual energy together, we reduced the enemy to ashes in the blink of an eye. But before we could celebrate, the enemy reappeared. In that critical moment, the divine sword unsheathed itself to protect its master, blocking a fatal strike for me. To our surprise, the enemy abruptly stopped attacking and fled, and we soon learned the truth. This rusty iron sword was actually an ancient divine weapon. Right then, a wooden door creaked open. When we stepped inside, we found an ice coffin placed in the center. As the girl reached out to touch the coffin, a sudden wave of cold surged into her palm, making her yank her hand back in fright. Meanwhile, the rusty sword in my hand regained its original, brilliant, gleaming form. But the second the girl touched the sword, we were tightly bound together by its sword energy. No amount of struggling could free us. We were forced to point toward the sky, as if controlled by the sword, and a mighty sword aura burst through the mountain peak, piercing the heavens. At that moment, demons across the world sensed this power, and sent their underlings to seize the sword. Having exhausted all our internal energy, the girl and I fainted, but luckily, a pig demon found us in time and carried us back to a room. The next morning, the girl woke up first. She was now certain that the sword in my possession was the one she'd been searching for. When I woke up, however, both the girl and the sword were gone, so I hurried out to look for them. The girl had wrapped the sword in cloth, thinking this would shield her from its influence, but before she'd gone far, she felt her spiritual power fading rapidly. Before she could react, two men in black descended from the sky. Their mission was to steal the divine sword. I shot an arrow at them before they could finish speaking.